My backhand, it's honestly one of the worst shots in my game. And after watching the replays of my matches, I realized that I do 4 big mistakes that I'm gonna show you now. So let's start with the first mistake, the way I prepare my backhand. I realized that I tend to put this part of the racket in front, like the grip, instead of coming from here and just pushing forward. When I'm about to hit the ball, I ended up hitting because of a wrist movement instead of my arm movement. And that makes me not have so much control. I slice the ball. I realize that I don't have a consistent backhand where I can control the speed, the effect. I want to hit flat and sometimes I hit slice. And all this is because of this preparation, which I think a lot of you guys can relate, and it's very easy to fix, and I'm going to show you now. This is how I always hit my backhand. So in this case, because the balls were coming super slow, it was way more easy for me to hit good to the ball, like on quotes, because sometimes I would still feel the ball like that I wouldn't hit it in the same spot of my racket all the time. But in a real match, when the ball comes way faster, or when you have to run because you're out of position and you have less time to hit the ball, this is the time when this mistake starts to show up. Actually, like maybe we can do a couple more balls where Nini throws the ball faster or makes me run, and then it's when the impact point is gonna start being all around, and I'm gonna slice more the ball, and you will see how I'm gonna have way more difficulties.
So why is it that you want your balls coming from the back to be flat? Like, that is something that I just learned when I came to the academy, and I find that oftentimes a lot of people slice their balls from the back, even really good players.
Yeah.
So what's your objective with hitting flat, and why?
One, because you want your ball to go the fastest way possible. If you hit a fast ball, the opponents don't have time to do a good volley. Second, when you hit slice, the ball floats more, so it's very possible that the opponents hit the ball higher than when you hit flat, that the ball tends to drop more. And then another thing is that when you hit a slice, you usually have one shot available, because when you put the racket above the ball, then from here it's impossible for you to do a lob, for example, or if you want to do a volcada to the feet, it's very difficult as well. So it's kind of like when you slice, you just have the possibility of slicing. But when you have a flat preparation, you can trick the opponents. You can really throw any ball you want. From here you can just throw a lob, you can do a volcada, you can do a fastball. You have all the possibilities, and that's why it's super important to always try to hit flat so you can vary your shots more. Oh, my wrist hurts. That's something too. You're gonna start having wrist problems as me because of hitting with your wrist too much. So now I'm going to show you how I fix this. First, you always want to have the face of the racket facing the net. So instead of facing the sidewall or the fence, you want to put your racket always facing to the other side of the court. And from here, you're just gonna go forward and block your wrist 100%. Like your wrist shouldn't move at any point when you hit to the ball, unless it's a very difficult ball where, you know, like you have to have an extra help of your wrist. But like in your regular ball, try to block it and just push with your arm and shoulders. So let's see how this looks like when Nini throws balls now. See how clean and consistent the shot is going now. The mistake number 2 that I've noticed that I've been doing is that after impacting the ball, I noticed that sometimes I lift my racket too high too soon, instead of following the same line as I want to throw the ball to. So here's the tip. Always try to push your racket in the direction of the net. If you go high too soon, then you are not going to have strength. Your ball is going to be shorter, it will be a bit of stop spin, and it's not going to be as clean as when you hit and push the same direction of the net. So now when I hit the ball, I try to remember and pay attention to this, and I always want to push, 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 push. Like I'm imagining if my racket is just going in the same line as the net level, but from the back, obviously. It would be more like this instead of going high too soon. Let's show this. So that's what you don't have to do, and see what you should be doing. So mistake number 3, it actually has to do with your body position. So in my case, I tend to be too much facing in front. So from here, I don't have strength. I can't put my body weight into the ball because my feet are in the same line. I believe that this is a bit more simple to solve than the previous mistake. So the way to solve this is by putting your left foot behind. You will hit like this instead of being here. It gives me power from my body as well when I hit the backhand. So in this position, I can still hit parallel to the center or cross. I'm not restricted. But if I would be like this, for example, like too much on the side, that doesn't allow me to hit cross, for example. I just can hit straight and to the center a bit, but not so much either. If I want to cross the ball, my body doesn't allow me. So it's important to be open while you hit, but I was way too open. So I was just like hitting here, my backhand, and I was not generating enough strength. So it's important that you have your left foot always more behind, and from here, then yes, you have more body weight to put into the ball. Yeah, let's see with some balls. Okay, and now I'm going to put my left foot behind my body bit, and you will see how much nicer I'm able to hit the ball. So the last mistake number 4, is the height of your racket just before contacting the ball. Here, my case, I always put the racket above the ball level. So if the ball comes here, I'm always preparing too high. That's why I slice a lot of the balls. But the same mistake would be if you prepare too low and then you have to come up, because you will give topspin in that case. You always want to prepare the racket at the same level to put the racket just on the back of the ball. So from here, you just push forward straight. This is, I think, the most difficult mistake to correct, because even if I know I have to bring the racket more low, when I see my recordings, I still see that I'm still going too high. And yeah, it's a mistake that is going to take you a lot of time, and you have to put a lot of your focus into it. When you actually do it right, you feel it right away. You feel that the ball goes way nicer without putting so much strength, and you have way more control as well. So let's see how my backhand looks like right now with putting my racket higher, and let's see if we can do some demonstrations on how to fix it.
Can you show me one more time the position of a topspin, slice, and flat?
Yeah, like this. From here, this will be sliced, then flat is like this, same level, and topspin, you go from low and up. I hope I can demonstrate this last point good, because I struggle so much with this, but I will do my best. Alright, and now I'm going to do the same shot, but preparing my racket at the same level as the ball. So I hope that you guys can feel identified with some of my mistakes. Leave us a comment below which mistake you struggle the most, even if it's not one of those 4 that we just explained in the video. And well, if you like the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That really helps us, and see you next week.
Ah!